messages that makes him similar to MLK in that way? What change was he trying to enact?
So you can say that, so are you okay if can I guess what you think Charlie thinks? So you're surprised that I'm comparing to MLK because do you think that Charlie was driving races apart?
Oh no, you don't have to assume what I'm thinking.
Okay, no. So no, we do believe that Charlie was trying to bring us together and he was trying to lift us towards Christ.
But how do you feel about a whole bunch of these quotes that I honestly think divide us as people?
Shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad, it was evil, but what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous, there was less break-ins. Why is that? Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. That's not a war on drugs, that's a culture problem. Why are so many blacks committing murders outside of their population?
Hello and welcome to Conservative Foods Exposed. You know what? I made several reaction videos to all the lies this young man has told, but I'll release those later. Right now, I want to talk about how some of his fans are trying to compare him to MLK. Show me where Dr. King said racial things about white people, other than calling out the ones who were being racist towards black people. Show me where the signs exist that said no white people were allowed. Show me that. Show me where black people lynched and killed white people. And don't bring up black people killing white people today, because for every one you bring up, I can bring up two about white people killing a black person. History shows that violence was one-sided, and that's the reality people keep trying to ignore. White people are not going through anything comparable to what Dr. King was fighting. Yeah, and Dr. Martin Luther King built a legacy fighting the system in a non-violent way. They were trying to get real laws and real taxes and legalize segregation that used to exist. He was trying to get rid of all that real discrimination. And these people on the right are so delusional, they don't even understand that. Now, I don't think Charlie should have been killed, but this man called Dr. King awful. He said Dr. King wasn't a good person. He questioned the Civil Rights Act itself, suggesting it was a mistake. I always say there was mistakes during the civil rights, but the whole thing was not a mistake. But he said that. By him saying that, we know what he's saying. He's saying, let's go back to Jim Crow. That's what he's basically saying. But he want to talk about black crime and lawlessness. The reason why they talk about this because they're trying to make an excuse for the hate. See, Martin Luther King didn't do that. He didn't put white people down. He tried to build bridges between the communities. So stop this comparison with Dr. King. Okay, Dr. King was dismantling legalized racism. I have never went anywhere in this country and seen a sign that said no white people can eat here. I have never went anywhere in this country and went into a hotel and it said no white people allowed in this hotel. The fuck y'all talking about comparing him to Dr. King and the history what black people went through in this country? Are y'all out y'all crazy ass mind? When conservatives compare the two, you're just being straight up dishonest or a coward. And this man ain't said nothing new. He said all that stuff that got you guys to rally around him. This is nothing new. This is the same rhetoric Rush Limbaugh used to say. Charlie Kirk was just a new modern day Rush Limbaugh. We understand that. And then you guys want to compare him to George Floyd's murder? The reason why people protested over George Floyd because it was generations of police brutality. And this one was captured on a cell phone. It was one of the first times black people just watched a black man die on camera. Y'all don't understand that? Okay, most of the time the police shoots a black person and then he can say, I was in fear for my life, and people take the word. But that didn't happen in the George Floyd case. And that's why people was, and comparing him to George Floyd is a bigger thing. You think it's a coincidence that throughout history, the majority of the urban riots in this country started because of police brutality. It didn't start because I went in a bank and they denied me a business loan. It didn't start because I was walking down the street and some skinhead called me the N-word. It didn't start from that. It started from police brutality. Go look at it. The Watts riots, police brutality. The New Jersey riots, police brutality. The LA riots, police brutality. The Rodney King, police brutality. Don't that tell you guys something? It's not about white people. It's about, if I pay my fucking taxes, this motherfucker better show me respect. And people was tired of that. That's why the George Floyd protest. And let me tell you something about George Floyd protests. You guys always want to say this and this and that. Only 10% of black people participated in that. A lot of people participated in that. 90% of black people didn't even participate in the George Floyd protests. Okay, someone was at work. Okay, so for you guys to compare Charlie to the George Floyd, do you guys got decades and centuries of Tyler Robinson treating y'all bad? And you know who Tyler Robinson is? That's the man who shot Charlie. Does he have a history of treating white people bad? No, he doesn't. He's only 22 years old. You talk about, well, we're not burning anything down. We're not doing this. You guys need to look at the larger context. Communities erupt when you have repeated trauma and centuries of injustice. Most of George Floyd protests was peaceful, but the media would take little isolated incidents and make it look like it was a lot of unrest and chaos. That's how the media does black people. And you still don't understand that? Okay, this was about systematic police brutality that still persists today. George Floyd's death was bigger than him. A man had a knee on him. And the man became unconscious and everybody was like, man, leave him alone, get up. But he didn't. That's why he's in prison right now. That's why that police officer's in prison. But I see you conservatives, y'all don't care about that. Police misconduct has been going on for the centuries. The police used to be slave catchers. That's why black people have a emotional connection to this when police treat us bad. Who you think used to go catch the slaves? That's why when you see a dog, a canine dog, it reminds black people of history. I can't understand why a lot of people don't see that. I get why those people over there don't see it. George Floyd murder requires passion, sympathy, and some of y'all just don't have it. And you know why y'all don't have it? In the words of Charlie Kirk, this is why a lot of you conservatives don't have it, because you don't have the brain processing power to do that. A white man killed Charlie Kirk. A white man killed him, but yet y'all gonna threaten black schools? HBCUs? Right. Y'all got a problem with black people? A white boy from Utah on y'all side who daddy was a police officer. His daddy supported Donald Trump. But yet y'all want to be in Huntington Beach walking around talking about white man fight back. White man fight. White man fight back. White man fight back. White man fight back. Y'all run the whole country, man. What is wrong with y'all? You want to threaten black people when that was white on white crime, folks. Why you getting mad at black people? Y'all on the internet making fun of Charlie Death's life. Do you want me to show you all the white people who made fun of Trayvon Martin when he was murdered? Do you want me to show you that? Do you want me to show you all the memes and all the fun people made when George Floyd was killed? Do you want me to show you that? Dr. King was fighting to get rid of laws that was on the book, laws, real laws. What was Charlie Kirk trying to fight for?